What's up? I'm Sweetie, the golden retriever with a heart of gold. I recently joined the Paw Patrol to help them with their missions in All Paws on Deck and jet to the rescue. But little did I know, my shiny, golden claw held a secret that would turn everything around. During one of our missions, I accidentally got some gold stuck onto my claw. And when I touched Rebel, the lovable bulldog, he turned into solid gold. At first, I was devastated, but then I realized I had a special power, the power to turn anything or anyone into gold with just a touch. As we continued on our adventures, I encountered all sorts of challenges. Like the time I ate too many bananas and ended up with a stomach ache. Or the time I ignored Chase's warning about the spicy meatballs and regretted it later. But despite my mishaps, I always managed to lend a paw and save the day. With my unique ability and the help of my friends, we were unstoppable. And as we bid farewell after another successful mission, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the adventures, friendships, and golden memories we shared. So, until our next adventure, farewell Paw Patrol, and remember, with a touch of gold, anything is possible. Hi there, I'm Arby. I can't even believe I got myself involved in helping out the whole Paw Patrol pups. It all started when I had this crazy idea to pirate the Sea Patroller, Marshall, and his fire boat. My owner was always telling me to stop causing trouble, but I just couldn't help myself. As we set out on the high seas, I felt the adrenaline rushing through my veins. The wind blowing through my fur as I steered the ship, feeling like a real pirate. But as the Sea Patrol ship's engine started spinning faster and faster, I began to feel queasy. My owner quickly realized what I had done and ordered me to switch off the engine. I could see the worry in their eyes as they explained the dangers of messing with Marshall and his fire boat. I felt ashamed for putting everyone in danger just for a silly thrill. In the end, I learned my lesson. I promised myself to never piratize the Sea Patroller or any of Marshall's vehicles ever again. As we docked back at shore, I waved goodbye to my new friends from the Paw Patrol and headed home, reflecting on the crazy adventure I had just been a part of. So, farewell everyone. And remember, sometimes it's better to just enjoy the ride instead of causing chaos. Bye for now. Hi, I'm Coral. I'm alerted to help the whole Paw Patrol Aqua Pups. It all started when we received a distress signal from the Merpups in Puplantis. They had been turned into Merpups by a mysterious villain and needed our help. As we arrived in Puplantis, we were greeted by the Merpups, who were thrilled to see us. We quickly got to work trying to figure out who had turned them into Merpups and why. The mystery of it all kept us on our toes, as we followed clues and pieced together the puzzle. After a series of challenges and a few close calls, we finally uncovered the identity of the villain behind the transformation of the Merpups. It was none other than Captain Claw, a notorious pirate who had a grudge against the Merpups for foiling his plans in the past. With the help of the Aqua Pups, we were able to outsmart Captain Claw and reverse the spell, turning the Merpups back to their normal selves. They were overjoyed and grateful for our help, and we celebrated our victory together. As we said our goodbyes and prepared to head back to Adventure Bay, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in our team and the amazing work we had done. Being alerted to help the Aqua Pups had been an adventure like no other, one that I would never forget. And so, with a smile on my face, I bid farewell, knowing that we were always ready to come to the rescue when called upon. Goodbye, for now. Hi, I'm Rex, the mischievous dinosaur of Paw Patrol Dino HQ. I may be small, but my pup pack claw is mighty. One day, while everyone was busy with their missions, I hatched a plan to surprise Zuma. With a sly grin, I stealthily lifted him up with my claw and placed him on top of the HQ's roof. As Zuma looked around in confusion, I let out a hearty laugh before zooming away into the shadows. You see, no one ever notices the sneaky things I do, but that's what makes it all the more fun. With a twinkle in my eye, I whispered to myself, "See you guys, until my next grand adventure." And with that, I disappeared into the mystic world of imagination, ready to cause more mischief and surprises. Who knows what I'll do next with my trusty pup pack claw? In a land where dinosaurs roam and magical gadgets reign supreme, anything is possible. So keep an eye out for the unexpected, for you never know what Rex, the clever little dinosaur, will do next. Stay tuned for more fantastical adventures in the world of Paw Patrol Dino HQ. Hello everyone. My name is, unfortunately, Roxy. I was helping the whole Paw Patrol rescue Wheel Pups. I liked being a possum helper. Well, bye. As I bid farewell to my friends, I suddenly heard a loud roar coming from the forest. Curiosity piqued, I decided to investigate. Pushing through the dense foliage, I stumbled upon a mysterious cave entrance. Without a second thought, I bravely entered the cave, eager to uncover its secrets. Inside, I was met with a breathtaking sight, a vast underground kingdom filled with shimmering crystals and glowing plants. As I ventured further, I stumbled upon a group of wheel pups trapped in a thick tangle of vines. Without hesitation, I called upon the skills I had learned from the Paw Patrol and set to work freeing them. But just as I thought I had saved them all, a menacing shadow fell across the cave walls. Out of the shadows emerged a giant dragon, its eyes gleaming with malevolence. I knew I had to act quickly to protect the pups and myself. Summoning all my courage, I stood tall and faced the dragon, determined to protect the wheel pups at all costs. With quick thinking and agility, I dodged the dragon's fiery breath and managed to lead the pups to safety. As we emerged from the cave, the sun shining brightly overhead, the wheel pups surrounded me, barking in gratitude. I may be just Roxy, an ordinary pup, but I had proven that even the smallest hero can make a difference in the most unexpected of adventures. And with that, I waved goodbye to my new friends, knowing that I had found my place in the world as a courageous and fearless helper. Adventure awaited around every corner, and I was ready to face it head on. Goodbye for now, but know that Roxy will always be ready to lend a helping paw when needed. Hi, I'm Al, and you noticed that the trailer has a gigantic mechanical claw arm that's at the back of my truck. It may seem odd, but let me explain. You see, I'm part of a secret society of truck drivers who have been chosen to protect the world from mystical creatures that threaten humanity. This mechanical claw arm is actually a powerful weapon that we use to battle these creatures. As we drive through the night, a full moon casting an otherworldly glow over the landscape, we come across a group of menacing goblins wreaking havoc on a small village. Without hesitation, I activate the claw arm and launch a barrage of magical energy at the goblins, sending them fleeing into the shadows. But our work is not yet done. Suddenly, a massive dragon swoops down from the sky, breathing fire and destruction in its wake. The Paw Patrol handles honk loudly as the big truck pups' truck arrives to assist us in the battle. Together, we unleash a flurry of attacks, with the mechanical claw arm proving to be our secret weapon against the powerful dragon. After a fierce battle, the dragon is finally defeated, its body crumbling to ashes on the ground. The villagers emerge from their homes, grateful for our heroism. As we drive off into the night, the Paw Patrol and big truck pups waving goodbye, we know that we have once again saved the world from certain doom. And so, our journey continues, always on the lookout for the next dangerous creature that threatens to disrupt the balance of the world. But for now, we can rest easy knowing that we have vanquished evil once again. Bye guys. Carry on, for the world is safe in our hands. Once upon a time in Adventure Bay, a new member joined the Paw Patrol team. Wildcat, a fearless and daring creature with the speed and agility of a cheetah, brought a whole new level of excitement to the group. Wildcat quickly bonded with Chase, the police pup with a love for fast vehicles. Together, they would zoom through the streets of Adventure Bay on their motorbikes, racing against each other and tackling any obstacles that came their way. After a successful mission, Wildcat and Chase would often challenge each other to a friendly race. The wind in their fur, the thrill of the chase, and the joy of victory made their adventures all the more exciting. As the newest member of the Paw Patrol, Wildcat made sure to bring a sense of fun and adventure to every mission. With his speed and agility, he was able to reach places that the other pups couldn't, always offering a new perspective and innovative solutions to the team. Wildcat's presence brought a sense of fantasy and wonder to the Paw Patrol, inspiring them to dream bigger and reach further in their quest to protect Adventure Bay. With his wild spirit and love for adventure, Wildcat quickly became a beloved member of the team, and his motorbike races with Chase became legendary throughout the town. So, if you ever find yourself in need of a hero who can save the day and have a fun drive afterwards, look no further than Wildcat and the Paw Patrol. They're always ready to race into action and keep Adventure Bay safe from any threat that comes their way. Goodbye for now, and remember to always embrace the thrill of the chase. Tuck was a young, energetic pup who worked alongside his partner, Ella, in their fantastical world. They were known as the Mighty Pups, a duo with the ability to shrink down to tiny sizes to solve big problems. Tuck loved his new pup tag, which granted him the power to transform into a mighty pup with incredible strength and agility. One day, while on a mission to save the day, Tuck found himself face to face with a giant, menacing eel. But instead of scaring Ella and their friends, Tuck decided to use his newfound powers for good. He bravely approached the eel and began to tickle a strange appendage inside its mouth that seemed to be causing it distress. As he tickled the eel, a strange light began to emanate from its mouth, and before he knew it, the eel had transformed into a friendly, playful creature. Tuck had unknowingly saved the day once again with his unique approach to problem solving. With a wave goodbye to his friends, Tuck proudly walked away, his pup tag sparkling in the sunlight. He may not have been the typical hero, but he knew that with his creativity and bravery, he could conquer any challenge that came his way. And so, Tuck continued on his adventures, ever ready to face the next fantastical challenge that awaited him. Hi, I'm Ella, I work with Tuck, and I love being a mighty pup instead of a regular pup. Ryder gave my pup tag back, and speaking of pup tags, he rebuilt me a new pup tag which is used for me to grow large. But I got nervous because I saw everything shrinking down while I was testing my new mighty power. As I grew larger, the world around me seemed to shrink, leaving me feeling both exhilarated and apprehensive. I could see the tiny details of the buildings and trees, the people below me looking like ants scurrying about. It was both thrilling and overwhelming to have such power at my fingertips. But as I looked around at the shrinking world, a sense of responsibility and duty settled within me. I knew that with great power came great responsibility, and I promised myself to always use my mighty pup abilities for good, to protect and help those in need. With a newfound sense of purpose, I set out to explore this new world from my elevated perspective. The possibilities seemed endless, and I couldn't wait to see where my new abilities would take me. And as I bid farewell to my friends, promising to return soon, I knew that this was just the beginning of my grand adventure as a mighty pup. So watch out, world. Ella is here to save the day in the most fantastical and thrilling way possible. Once upon a time, in the mystical land of Furrington, there were 4 extraordinary feline friends known as the Cat Pack: Rory, Leo, Shade, and Wild. These 4 cats were not your average cats, oh no. They possessed magical powers that allowed them to communicate with animals from all over the kingdom and help those in need. One day, the Cat Pack received a special summons from the Paw Patrol, a group of brave and fearless pups who protected the land with their incredible skills and teamwork. The Paw Patrol needed the Cat Pack's assistance in a mission called All Paws on Deck, where they had to rescue a group of endangered baby sea turtles from a treacherous pirate ship. Excited for the challenge, Rory and his fellow cats quickly joined forces with the Paw Patrol and set out on their mission. Leo used his agility to sneak onto the pirate ship and locate the baby turtles, while Shade used her stealth to distract the pirates and keep them at bay. Wild, with his ferocious strength, fought off any obstacles that stood in their way, clearing a path for the rescue mission. Working together with the Paw Patrol, the Cat Pack successfully rescued the baby turtles and safely returned them to their home in the ocean. The kingdom of Furrington rejoiced at their heroism, and the Cat Pack knew they had made a difference in the lives of those they had helped. As they bid farewell to the Paw Patrol and the kingdom, Rory and his friends promised to always be around to lend a helping paw whenever needed. With a final wave goodbye, the Cat Pack ventured off into the sunset, ready for their next fantastical adventure. And so, the legend of the Cat Pack continued to grow, spreading hope and magic wherever they roamed. Hola, what's up? I'm Tracker, the newest member of the world's most famous Paw Patrol. Becoming a Paw Patrol pup was the coolest thing ever, and Ryder even gave me 2 uniforms, a pup tag, and a super cool suit. I couldn't wait to start my first mission and save the day. One of the things that made me unique was my ability to translate anything. For example, hola means hello in Spanish. It's so handy when you need to communicate with someone who speaks a different language. But sometimes, remembering how to say hello or goodbye in Spanish can be tricky. Luckily, I'm here to help. Hola means hello, and adios means goodbye. So, remember those words, and you'll be good to go. As I set out on my first mission with the Paw Patrol team, I was filled with excitement and a sense of adventure. We raced through the city, using our skills and teamwork to rescue those in need. It was truly a thrilling experience, and I couldn't wait to see what other exciting adventures awaited us. So, adios amigos. That's Spanish for goodbye, in case you were wondering. Join me and the rest of the Paw Patrol as we continue to save the day and spread joy and happiness wherever we go. Adventure awaits. Hi everyone, I'm Everest. I'm a winter pup, or a husky, or both. I'm not really sure, but one thing is for certain, I'm always ready for an adventure. One day, as I was wandering through the snowy mountains, I stumbled upon the most amazing sight. It was the Paw Patrol, a group of heroic pups with pawsome names like Marshall, Rebel, Chase, Rocky, Zuma, and Sky. They were on a mission to save the day, and I knew I had to join them. With my icy blue fur and strong muscles, I quickly became a valuable member of the team. Together, we tackled all sorts of fantastical challenges, from rescuing stranded hikers to stopping a runaway snowball from destroying the town. We made our home at the majestic lookout, perched high on a snowy peak. From there, we could see for miles and keep an eye out for anyone in need of help. And when we weren't out saving the day, we played and laughed together like a true family. But as the cold winter days turned into cool spring mornings, I knew it was time for me to say goodbye to my new friends. I will always remember the fun we had and the memories we shared. And I will always remind everyone to stay indoors whenever it's cold outside, or not, because adventure awaits around every corner. So, farewell for now, my dear Paw Patrol friends. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay warm, and never stop believing in the magic of friendship and teamwork. The end. Oh, hi everyone, I'm Marshall, the lovable but clumsy Dalmatian from the Paw Patrol team. It seems like in every episode, I manage to have a wipeout of some sort. But hey, that's just part of the fun, right? In the latest adventure, Pups Save the Parade, things took a hilarious turn when my friends couldn't stop laughing at me. You see, we were getting ready for the big parade, and I was in charge of tying up the balloons to decorate the float. But instead of tying them up neatly, I accidentally let one of the balloons fill up my vest, inflating it to comically huge proportions. Everyone burst into laughter at the sight of me, looking like a walking balloon man. But leave it to Sky, our fearless pilot, to come to my rescue. She quickly instructed me to unzip my vest to deflate it, bringing my suit back to its normal size. As my friends giggled and teased me, I reassured them that I would be back to my normal self soon enough. After all, laughter is the best medicine, right? So, until my next Wipeout adventure, I bid you all farewell. See you in the next Paw Patrol episode. Once upon a time in a bustling construction site, there was a unique and eccentric piece of equipment known as Rubble. Rubble was not your ordinary construction vehicle. He had a personality of his own, and he loved to dig, lift, and magnetize things with his various attachments. Rubble had a shovel for digging, a bulldozer's front loader for moving heavy debris, and a driller for breaking through tough surfaces. But his most prized possession was the crane at the back of his bulldozer, which allowed him to grab and lift anything off the ground with ease. One day, Rubble encountered a problem. Marshall's truck was stuck in the mud, and no amount of digging or lifting could free it. So, Rubble had an idea. He activated his electromagnet and carefully maneuvered it towards Marshall's truck. With a powerful pull, the truck was lifted off the ground and attached to Rubble's crane. Marshall was surprised and grateful as Rubble carried his truck to safety. From that day on, Rubble became known as the hero of the construction site, always ready to lend a helping hand with his unique abilities. And so, the adventures of Rubble, the construction vehicle with a heart of gold and a knack for solving problems, continued on in the fantastical world of construction. Whether it was digging, lifting, or magnetizing, Rubble was always up for a challenge, bringing joy and excitement to all who crossed his path. Once upon a time in Adventure Bay, Chase the police pup from Paw Patrol was feeling a bit overlooked. Despite all his brave and heroic actions, no one seemed to notice or appreciate his efforts. So, one day, Chase decided to take matters into his own paws. With a determined look in his eyes, Chase set out to arrest the troublemakers of Adventure Bay. First on his list was the notorious Kitty-tastrophe, who had been causing chaos and mayhem all over town. Chase swiftly apprehended the feline troublemaker, much to the surprise of the other pups. Next, Chase turned his attention to Reuben and Butch, the mischievous duo behind several pup napping incidents. With his quick thinking and sharp instincts, Chase managed to track down the culprits and bring them to justice. But Chase wasn't done yet. Mayor Humdinger, the negligent leader of neighboring Foggy Bottom, was also in his sights. With a combination of wit and cunning, Chase exposed Mayor Humdinger's gross negligence and public endangerment, ensuring that justice was served. As Chase basked in the glory of his successes, he couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. Finally, his hard work and dedication had been recognized. But as quickly as the moment came, Chase's thoughts turned to the times he had been trapped in alien bubbles, Sweetie's castle, and the dreaded pup pound. With a determined bark, Chase vowed to always be ready to help his friends in need. And with that, the brave police pup set off into the sunset, his badge shining brightly in the evening light. So remember, if you ever find yourself in trouble or trapped by mischief makers, just give a bark for Chase. He'll be there in a flash, ready to save the day. Peace out, Adventure Bay. Once upon a time in Adventure Bay, there lived a recycling pup named Rocky. He was known for being brave and resourceful, always ready to lend a paw to help save the day. However, there was one thing that made Rocky a scared pup: he was terrified of water. Every time Rocky came near water, he would get anxious and start shaking with fear. This fear stemmed from a traumatic experience at Katie's place, where he had a run-in with a scary bath that left him scarred for life. Callie, the mischievous pup, would often tease Rocky by pretending to squirt water on him, sending him into a frenzy. Despite his fear, Rocky knew that he had to face his phobia head-on. In the episode Pups Save a Tooth, Rocky gathered up the courage to confront his fear of getting wet. With the help of his fellow Paw Patrol members, he overcame his fear and even managed to save the day by using water to his advantage. In a surprising turn of events, Ryder, the leader of the Paw Patrol, upgraded Rocky's truck to transform into a tugboat. This new feature allowed Rocky to navigate through water with ease, giving him the confidence to face his fear head-on. Additionally, Ryder installed a life jacket deployment system in Rocky's vest, ensuring his safety whenever he ventured into the water. As Rocky continued to grow and conquer his fears, he discovered a new power within himself: magnetic powers. However, this newfound ability came with its own set of challenges, as Rocky struggled to control the objects that were drawn to him. Despite the ups and downs, Rocky remained determined to overcome any obstacles that came his way. With his friends by his side and his courage unwavering, Rocky was ready to take on any adventure that came his way. And so, the brave recycling pup continued to embark on thrilling missions, always ready to save the day and face his fears head on. With his magnetic powers, upgraded truck, and unwavering courage, Rocky was truly a force to be reckoned with in Adventure Bay. In a magical land far, far away, there lived a pup named Zuma who had a special ability to breathe underwater. He wore a vest that allowed him to stay submerged for long periods of time without needing a life jacket. Zuma loved exploring the depths of the ocean, talking to the fish and sea creatures in their own language. One day, Zuma and his friends were out on an adventure when suddenly they all came down with a terrible cold. Zuma couldn't stop sneezing and his friends were feeling just as miserable. Despite their sniffles, they knew they had to find a way to cure themselves fast. "I know," Zuma exclaimed through a sneeze, "if we're ill, we better chill." His friends laughed at his pun and agreed to take it easy until they felt better. As they rested, Zuma shared stories of his hovercraft that could travel on both land and water, sparking their curiosity for their next adventure. After a few days of rest and plenty of chicken soup, Zuma and his friends were back on their feet, ready for their next ocean expedition. They set out in Zuma's hovercraft, speeding across the water with the wind in their fur and laughter in their hearts. As they explored the wonders of the deep blue sea, Zuma couldn't help but feel grateful for his special abilities and the bond he shared with his friends. Together, they were unstoppable, ready to face any challenge that came their way. And so, Zuma and his friends continued on their adventures, spreading joy and laughter wherever they went. With their courage, creativity, and friendship, there was no limit to the wonders they could discover in their magical world. Once upon a time in Adventure Bay, the Paw Patrol pups were enjoying a typical day of saving the day. Sky, the fearless air pup, was flying high in the sky with her wings spread out wide. But suddenly, disaster struck as Sky crashed and smashed her wings so hard by accident. She landed on the ground with a loud thud, feeling immense pain and sadness. As Sky tried to reach out for help, she realized her pup tag was missing. Panic set in as she frantically searched for it, but it was nowhere to be found. How was she going to contact Ryder and her friends for help now? Sky felt lost and alone, unsure of what to do next. But then, something magical happened. Sky discovered a hidden power within herself, a mighty power that made her feel like an admin pup with extraordinary abilities. With this newfound strength, Sky knew she could overcome any obstacle in her path. However, just as Sky was starting to embrace her new powers, a massive meteorite struck Adventure Bay, causing chaos and destruction. The Paw Patrol HQ was in ruins, and Sky, Ryder, and the rest of the team were devastated by the loss. As they mourned the destruction of their home, they also grieved the loss of Sky, who had bravely sacrificed herself to save others. But as the pups looked out to the horizon, they saw something incredible. Sky emerged from the water, reborn with a shimmering glow surrounding her. She had transcended her earthly form and become a celestial being, destined for greater things beyond their world. And so, Sky bid farewell to her friends in Adventure Bay, knowing that she was needed elsewhere in the universe. With a final wave, she ascended into the heavens, leaving behind a legacy of courage, love, and eternal friendship. And as the Paw Patrol pups looked up at the stars, they knew that Sky would always be watching over them, guiding them on their journeys and protecting them from harm. Because in the end, Sky was more than just an air pup. She was a hero, a legend, and a true guardian of the skies. Once upon a time in the mystical land of Adventure Bay, there existed a group of brave and heroic pups known as the Paw Patrol. They were led by a young boy named Ryder, who was always ready to help those in need. One day, a new pup named Liberty joined the Paw Patrol. She was full of energy and excitement, eager to jump into action and save the day. Ryder welcomed her with open arms, and although he didn't upgrade her motorbike like the other pups, he did give her a special new feature for her pup tag. Liberty's pup tag now had the ability to puff out her new suit into a pup floaty whenever she pushed a button. At first, she thought it was a bit ridiculous, but she soon realized how practical it was when they had to rescue a stranded dolphin in the bay. As they set out on their missions, Liberty would often find herself panting heavily from blowing up bigger balloons or pushing the limits of her suit. But she never backed down, always ready to take on whatever challenge came her way. Despite the chaos and danger they faced, Liberty always kept a sense of humor, often exclaiming, "But this is ridiculous," as she floated through the air or bounced on a giant balloon. Her fellow pups couldn't help but laugh at her antics, grateful for her lighthearted spirit in the face of danger. And so, Liberty became a beloved member of the Paw Patrol, bringing her own unique brand of chaos and laughter to their adventures. As they raced through the streets of Adventure Bay, her pup floaty bobbing behind her, she would shout, "Peace, guys." Ha ha, spreading joy and positivity wherever she went. And so, the Paw Patrol continued on their wild and fantastical adventures, with Liberty leading the charge, ready to take on anything that came their way. And they knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome any challenge that came their way.